Me and Mum went to that new shopping centre. It was well cool.
We ran to my cousin's. Big family thing. I have a lot of cousins.
What about you, Oscar? You do anything at the weekend?
No.
What the? This week we have a very special assignment for you.
The 21st century faces a new kind of threat. Old-school spies have had their day, and MI9 must create a new breed of skilled undercover agent. Hidden in a place no villain will think to look. Welcome to m.i.high.
Now these are computerized infant simulators, and they're just like the real thing. They need feeding, changing and cuddling 24/7. And you are going to be looking after them for the next couple of days.
They're a big responsibility, just like the real thing.
The only difference is our robot babies will be keeping tabs on you. They'll record when they are comforted and when they are neglected.
Mrs. King and I are going to be looking after one.
And at the end of the 2 days, we'll download the data from each baby to find out who in the class is the best parent.
Give it up for Keith. Newest member of the posse. Got it.
See those pictures get to the papers?
What about Troy?
Sorry, I can't risk him making a mess on this top. He's designer, you know.
But it's all right.
Look, Oscar. Dolly's got your eyes.
Dolly.
D-O-L-I. Navajo Indian for bluebird, silly.
It's your turn to hold it.
No, Mrs. King gave it to you.
I've just remembered something I've got to do. Sorry.
Oscar? I'm not raising this child on my own.
I see we have a new recruit. Now, what have I told you about bringing unauthorized objects into HQ? Remarkable.
That's Hannah and Olaf Stein.
Yes, of course. That's why I called you down here.
The Steins are the two cleverest people on the planet. Some of the stuff they've invented is out of this world, literally. They've even got a fan club.
Don't tell me.
You can access their blog, and you get a badge.
222.
Their IQ,
Dude, you need to get out more.
that's their neural interface machine.
That's why MI9 are nervous about the Steins. Last week, it was stolen from a laboratory in Smorgasbord.
That's in the Arctic Circle.
The Steins also programmed a new network defense that MI9 just installed into our computers to protect them from a cyber attack.
The Steins are in the country to deliver a lecture on hyperintelligence and the fight against crime. That makes them a prime target for Skull. Your job is to escort the Steins' limo and make sure it reaches the conference hall safely.
5 minutes.
Thank you.
Is there a problem?
They're just dropping something off. It will only be a minute. Is there anything I can get you while we're waiting? Water, a snack, something to read?
No, thank you. We're fine.
Oh.
Is there anything I can get you?
They've disappeared. The Steins have been kidnapped.
Not all of them.
delivery van was found abandoned a couple of streets away. There was no sign of the Steins.
The Grand Master has been after the Steins for years, and this has the hallmarks of a skull job. Sneaky, smug, and annoyingly efficient.
How could you let this happen? All you had to do was get the Steins to the conference.
Look, I promise we'll find them.
Yes, we will, because I've put my best people on the case.
Please, there must be something we can do.
Come to think of it, there is. What's the name of the baby?
Grace.
Mm-hmm.
I read the blog.
Well, seeing as you're clearly naturals, you can look after it.
I must apologize for the temperature in here, but this equipment gets very hot when it's running, and this is the only way to keep it cool.
We know. We invented it.
And let me tell you, I went to a lot of trouble to steal it. You should be proud of yourselves.
All we care about is our daughter. Where is she?
Please, we want to see Grace.
And I want to get out of this miserable cold, so do us all a favor and plug yourselves into the neural interface machine.
How is it possible that something so small could make so much mess?
Looks like we've got another Picasso on our hands.
I so don't get modern art.
I've got some gadgets for you.
Very funny.
And I've got something that tells me Grace needs changing. It's called a nose. And this one's got your name on it.
At the biohazard squad. That thing's poo is toxic.
Oh, definitely weapons-grade material.
I found some instructions online.
You're looking at how to raise a baby on a website. Are you serious?
Like everything in life, you just need to approach this scientifically.
She does realise Grace is not a machine.
How is she meant to look after a baby if we can't even look after ourselves?
Maybe we don't have to. What? Watch and learn, Holmes. Watch and learn.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Millions of light years seen so far. Pi's very, very long number equals MC squared was... You hear that? Where have I heard that music before? Now, there's no need for that, young lady.
Hi, Rose. Would you like some chocolate sauce with that?
I'm quite capable, thank you.
Of course you are. How about raspberry ripple?
No, really. Thanks. It seems being a dad has brought out the friendly side in Scoop. Any word on the Steins?
Not a sausage. It's like they've disappeared into thin air.
They're not the only ones. What have you done with Grace?
Scoop! Well, someone's in for a big surprise.
Rose is such a swot. She's practically a cyborg, which makes her a perfect mum for the baby boy.
Why swap babies?
Try and keep up, home. Without knowing, Rose takes care of Keith's. Then, the end of this week, when we swap the babies back, reports get downloaded, we look like wicked dads, innit? It's moving and everything. Seriously, it's just in there. In there.
You actually thought this was a flesh and blood baby? Huh?
Yeah.
We need to have a serious talk about the human anatomy. Go! Ridiculous.
It moved. Ah, so,
How are the new parents doing? These robots are remarkably realistic. Oops. Someone has had a little accident. Good thing it's only water. Linda? Oh. New timetable?
No, Headmaster. This is the new schedule for our robot baby. As you can see, it's colour-coded. Feed time, cuddle time, play time, sleep time.
Oh, very impressive. Even a complete idiot should be able to follow it.
We'll see. The baby needs a feed now, but I've got to go out.
Right, leave it to me. It'll be good to spend some one-on-one time together.
It's very simple. Feed it, burp it, and put it to sleep.
Don't you worry about a thing. Our little treasure is in safe hands. Thank you. Yummy milk. Look, I'll show you.
What's up?
Oh, look at this. The m.i.high mainframe is under attack. Someone is trying to hack into it.
Don't worry about it.
What if we get through?
They can't. The new cyber defense system designed at m.i.high by Hannah and Olaf Stein. There's no one in the world clever enough to break through the security they've put in place.
False alarm then.
No prob. Time to go home anyway.
I'll tell you what, why don't I have Grace for you tonight? I'll be keeping an eye on the hackers anyway. And waiting for an update from Stark about the Steins.
But I was going to...
You could do with a break, Oscar.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Of course. When I was living with Nwanga people of sub-Saharan Africa, I had the privilege of seeing how they raised infants. There's a lot we can learn in the West. It's actually quite humbling. Yeah. Looks like it's just you and me then. No.
How did you get... Woo-woo! Yes.
Chuka, 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 chuka. And they all lived happily ever after. Now, madam, it's time somebody went to sleep. No, but we've read all the books.
The capacitor's effectiveness is limited by the hydraulic pressure in the vessel once the angle has exceeded 20 degrees. I mean, even I don't understand this. Come on, Grace. You must be tired by now.
Scoot! You're going to upset the babies.
What are you doing? No. I don't think so.
Scoot!
Have any of you seen Frank?
No. How come?
He hasn't shown up for work, and there wasn't a message to say he'd be late or anything. It's most unlike him. I don't suppose you've seen Frank, have you?
Frank, come in. Pick up if you're there.
Frank? What happened with his skull?
Where's Grace?
She's only just gone to sleep. Please don't wake her. Please.
Can we get you something?
Ice cream.
That can't be. The hackers only have one firewall left to break through. Frank, you were meant to be keeping an eye on things.
So much for no one being clever enough to break through the Stein security system.
Oh no. Unless it is the Steins. Agent Stark? Agent Gupta here.
Yeah, Gupta, I don't have time to talk right now. We're under cyber attack.
Wait.
Give me someone else.
I know what's going on. It has to be the Steins. There's no one else clever enough to break through their own computer security system.
Just don't be ridiculous. The Steins will never work for Skull.
Skull must be forcing them. You have to take the entire m.i.high computer network offline.
We'd be blind. Skull would run rings round us.
If that final firewall falls, Skull will have access to every scrap of m.i.high data. Details of every agent, blueprints of every gadget, records of every mission. Sir?
Pull the plug! Now! You better be right.
m.i.high took their system offline before we were able to breach the final firewall.
This is not our fault. Please.
Fear not. This is precisely what I had planned. Now, the real fun can begin.
Should have done something. I feel so thick.
Don't beat yourself up. You trying to outsmart the Steins would be like Scoop trying to outsmart you.
Thanks. Makes me feel a whole lot better.
So, what are we gonna do?
That's the point. There's nothing we can do. I don't deserve this membership.
You don't fancy taking a turn?
With these nails? I don't think so.
Oscar? Oscar! There you are. We've been looking all over. Who's that?
Whoops.
This is Grace.
So this is the thing you had to run off for that's more important than your own baby?
Avril, it's not like that.
You know what, Oscar? I don't want to listen to your excuses, but you owe Dolly an explanation.
Wow. That's better than a soap.
Wow. I think you've really captured something. Not. You know what I really fancy? An ice cream.
A crime wave is sweeping the nation. Police are pushed as their resources are stretched to the limit. Looting and vigilante behaviour is on the increase, and speculation is mounting as to who will step in to save the nation. We'll bring you more updates later.
What about Grace? When do we see her?
Oh, you've not finished yet.
But m.i.high computers are offline. Isn't that what you wanted?
Of course, but sooner or later, m.i.high will come back online, and then they will come after us. So now I want you to build an impregnable defense for the Skull computer system. One that no one will ever be able to break through.
Not until we see Grace.
Oh, very well, if you insist.
Avril, look, I'm sorry about earlier.
No, I overreacted. My hormones are all over the place since the baby, and you've got secrets, and that's okay. I get it. I just wanted to say I think it's really great that you're finally bonding with Dolly.
Rose and Carrie are great, but they don't realise how lucky they are, having family. They take it for granted. I'd love to have a baby sister. It'd be fun. We'll find your mum and dad, I promise. Oh, a musician as well as an artist.
This is exactly what Stark was afraid of.
Without computers to help predict Skull's next move, m.i.high are powerless to stop the crime wave.
And it's all our fault. If the Steins hadn't been kidnapped, none of this would be happening.
If only there was a way of finding them.
How, without our computers?
What's the emergency? Leaky nappy?
Listen to this.
I know that tune. It's the ice cream van music, except it sounds like it's being played on a kid's xylophone.
That's the point.
I don't understand. Who's playing it?
Grace.
No way.
Don't you see? All the stuff Grace has been making, the drawings and shapes, it's all triggering a subliminal response in us. And that's why we're all craving ice cream. I know it sounds crazy, but I think Grace is trying to tell us something.
I could murder a chalk ice.
That's it. Grace's drawing. It's the logo from the ice cream van. There was one parked on the side of the road when the Steins was snapped.
I knew I'd heard that music before.
Was the ice cream van involved in the kidnapping of your mum and dad?
Yeah. Oscar, she can't talk.
No, but she can still communicate.
You're not seriously suggesting we listen to a baby?
You better be right about this, Oscar. If Stark finds out we're following clues given to us by someone in nappies, we'll be the laughingstock of m.i.high.
If we don't find the Steins, that'll be the least of our worries.
What have you brought that for?
Well, with everything that's been going on, we've been neglecting it. I may hate the assignment, but I hate the idea of doing badly in class even more.
So how are we going to find the ice cream company with the m.i.high computers down?
Next left.
How can you be so sure?
Grace has drawn us a map.
This is officially starting to become a little freaky. Yeah. Which way now, Oscar?
Just wake her up.
No. She'll be really cranky if she doesn't get her sleep.
The country's in the grip of a major crime wave, and our only hope of stopping it is taking an afternoon nap.
Can't we use a spy pod?
Not with the mainframe offline. But there may be a chance of rerouting.
Through the CIA database.
We need to reconfigure the algorithm protocols.
We could just ask this bloke. Excuse me, have you seen an ice cream factory around here? Cheers, thanks.
Of course. The Steins were taken from the limo through a manhole. They must have been smuggled into the ice cream van the same way.
The Steins neural network interface machine.
The one that was stolen. What does it do?
It allows you to plug a person directly into a computer, so you can harness their brain power like a super microchip.
So the Steins are the computer.
The question is, where are they now?
Can you access Skull's computer to find out where they've been taken?
It's protected by a 3-digit code.
That doesn't sound too hard to crack.
That's 1,000 versions. And if you get it wrong 3 times in a row, it locks you out of the system for 24 hours. Theoretically, it could take us to next year to crack it. Frank?
Stark's done a deal with the Grand Master. He's going to give them Grace.
He can't do that.
At least she'll be with her parents again. MI9 agents are on their way to you now to take her to the rendezvous.
I don't care. It's wrong. I'm not handing her over.
Oscar, it's an order.
Oscar, don't do something you'll regret.
The thing I'll regret is giving Grace to the Grand Master.
You'll be throwing away your career.
Family's more important.
Oscar, she's not your family. Oscar, give it up. There's nothing more we can do.
Please, can you give us a minute to say goodbye to Grace?
Look what the stork brought.
Grace!
I'm afraid the reunion will have to wait until you've finished my new computer defense system.
It's done. All I have to do is flick this switch and Skull will have the most secure computer network in the world.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Impossible.
What's happening?
Someone is hacking into Skull's computer network.
If this is a trick, so help me.
It's not, I promise you.
Then do something.
It's no good.
Whoever is doing this is
too clever for us.
But you're the cleverest people on the entire planet.
No. There is someone cleverer.
Location it, Rose.
Stand by.
Layer 2B, Coldfinger Lane, Deadly End, Dungeness, Essex, FB1, UGG.
This is m.i.high.
There! The Grandmaster, go!
It's locked.
Grace! Oh, Grace!
But how did you guess the 3-digit security code so quickly?
What else could it be? 222.
Maybe. You're not so thick after all.
Then the question was of who to plug into the machine.
The only person in the world smarter than her mum and dad.
We wish to keep that a secret. Superintelligence is both a gift and a curse. If Skull discovered Grace's potential, any chance of an ordinary life would be gone. Forever.
Thank you again, agents, for looking after our beautiful daughter.
We need to get you people out of here. Stat!
But I didn't get a
We'll
chance.
debrief later.
Goodbye, Grace.
Right, time to find out who made the best mums and dads. Now let's see. Baby Keith.
Keith, most unusual name for a girl.
And as for your parenting skills, you have none.
Next is Dolly, whose mother and father are Avril and Oscar.
85%? That's excellent.
Remarkable. Davina and Donovan have topped even that. Which leaves just Rose and Carrie. Come to think of it, where is your robot?